My beautiful Cancerians, welcome to your weekend read for March 27th through the 29th. My name's Jenny. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you don't know your moon or your rising sign, there's a link in the description below. You can get a free natal chart and find out, because this may not resonate with all Cancerians, obviously. It's a general reading, and maybe for the weekend you might resonate more with your moon sign or your rising sign, or in the olden days we called it your ascendant. Right? I'm starting off with the first card I'm going to pull is an oracle card. It's from the Earth Magic deck, and it's just to show you, give you like a spiritual clarity of what you need to do, or some guidance on how to navigate through the weekend, Cancer. So let's pull this card. Here we go. And there we go, winter solstice. Reflection. Yep, I know we just hit spring, and in the southern hemisphere, of course, we're in autumn. But for us Cancerians, this weekend, winter solstice. Reflections. Okay. See the beautiful. I love white birch, by the way, but I love the way this card shows the reflections, because it's time apparently to go inward, which we're so good at doing, Cancer. It's a time to reflect on what's brought us to where we are. Let's see exactly what we're facing this weekend, Cancer, okay? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 27th through 29th. What are we facing this weekend, my fellow Cancerians? Okay, well, that about sums that up, the poverty card. Let's see exactly what that means, what got us to this point, and how we're going to get through this, through reflection, Cancerians. All right. You know, this poverty card doesn't necessarily mean financial poverty. It's all about lack. There we go. And what brought us to this? Alrighty then. The Tower in reverse, and let's see how this will resolve, and then we'll actually read Cancer. But speaking on the poverty card, the Five of Pentacles, I mean, does it look like it gets worse than that? You know, barefoot through the snow, homeless, rags, passing under a church, or representing spirituality. All right, and let's resolve. And there we go. We've got some good news, Cancer. Knight of Pentacles, so money coming in, planning. It's good. So let's start this for you, okay? Or for us. The lack very well could be financial. We could be facing homelessness. We could be facing, you know, them taking the car or whatever. But we could also be lacking in feeling loved in a relationship. We could feel like we're not getting the love that we need, or that the affection. We're very affectionate, and we may not be feeling that we're getting the affection or the attention that we may need. And we don't require a lot, but we do require some. And if we're not feeling it, that could also be the lack. But what brought us here, Cancer? The Tower in reverse. So this could have been in the recent past or the distant past, but the Tower, you know, it's a change. It's a huge change, never being built up again. It's a change, the end of something. And but it's also, you know, a bolt of lightning. This deals mostly with external forces. So, you know, when you get the Tower card like this, it's something on the outside that's going to happen, whether it's work-related or something like that, but it's caused on the outside. In reverse, generally. I mean, for me, when I see a Tower in reverse, it could be several things, but because this is all about reflection, this is also about going inward, and something that we need to deal with inwardly. So if this is the past, and it brought us to this poverty point, this lack, these feelings of lack, or physical, literal lack, poverty, what we faced here was something very painful, something that we had to go through. For whatever reason, we went through it, but it was internal. And it could have been something that's taken us a long time to get over, Cancer. It could be mourning, the death, passing of love, of someone. It could be when we lost a job, not through our own, but maybe through the machinations of someone else that wanted our position. It could be whatever it was, but this is something that internally we just didn't get over. And Cancerians, you know, we have memories like elephants, right? We just do not forget. And sometimes we're lost in the pain and the anguish, and days and weeks and months and years go by sometimes, and we're still in this mourning this time period where we can't cry for a few years or whatever. So now, the present day, fast forward to present day, we're in this because, what we do, what we've done in the past has brought us to here. So how we've handled situations in the past has brought us here. So this weekend, so to get here, to get the money coming in, to get feeling like we're stable and we're back on track, Knight of Pentacles is a great card, and it could also be a person, late teenager, early young adult type person. Could be someone that comes into our lives. It could be someone that we know, or it could be just us with a renewed youthful vigor to get things done and be practical and get over ourselves and get out of our shells and just get the work done. But how do we overcome this and get from here to here? Well, Spirit or Source or God Mind has told us right now, the winter solstice, winter solstice is the longest, darkest day of the year, right? So we've been through this longest, darkest point in our lives. But it does end, because the very next day the light starts coming back, doesn't it, Cancer? The light starts coming back. So wintertime is a time of reflection. That's when, pretty much nature is sleeping, it's resting, it's dormant, it's within itself, okay? And so for this weekend, Cancer, may I suggest, if we get through this reflection time, we'll get here. So the first thing we need to do is and it's funny because we've got past, present, and future. We've got 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So may I suggest, if you can, Friday, take some time alone, or you can do this all in one day, obviously, but take some time alone, Cancer. Take some time, carve out some time for yourself. And, we're all housebound pretty much, so explain to everybody that you're going to need a few hours to yourself or some time, and, please don't knock on the door until you come out, kind of thing. But take some time and reflect on whatever this hurt was, whatever this loss was, whatever this setback was. It could have been you faced cancer or a major illness, but it affected you. Because, once you have cancer, it's like every day it's in the back of your mind. And I know that truly because I'm a cancer survivor. So you deal with that, and it's a huge setback, and it changes the way you see things forever, but you can get to this point. So focus on that, and then release it and let it go. And I have 2 videos about releasing emotions and mental blocks, and also positive affirmations and release work. So there are several different techniques that I teach. I'll leave the links below in the description. Focus on that and really think about it and let it go, and also focus on like where you were last year at this time. Focus on what you've done in the last year. What got us to this point? I'll say us because I'm Cancerian. What got us or Moonchild? What got us here? Focus on it. Let it go. I know I know that, a lot of people have lost loved ones. We're dealing with different losses, different hurts, different pains. So focus on it, let it go. Whatever the technique you use, work on it. Then focus on now. And focus on letting go of mentally where you are now in your life. Just let it go. Let go and focus now. Now focus on the future. Focus on the gratitude. Be grateful for what you do have. And if you can't think very hard, I remember there was a time in my life where it was so bad. And I had been through some major losses. I was grateful for my glass doorknob. Okay, it was that bad. I was trying to think of something positive, and I live in an old house. The apartment is old. It's over 100 years old, and I was grateful for my glass doorknob. That's how bad it was. So I get it, and I know where you are, Cancer, but I know you can pull yourself out of it too. So focus on, keep a gratitude journal, or just focus on and feel what it would be like not to have what you're grateful for. Imagine that loss, and then you will appreciate more even what you do have. If you have a limp, be grateful that you can still walk. If you walk with a cane, be grateful you can walk with a cane and that you're not bedridden or in a wheelchair. If you're in a wheelchair, be grateful that you're still mobile. And if you have to depend on someone, be grateful you have that person. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got to focus on that. And then don't focus. Then think about your life the way you want it to be. Think about you could visualize getting through this rough spot. I'm going to call it a rough spot, Cancer. Visualize what you want your life to be. If you don't have love, visualize yourself with the perfect person for you, and you being the perfect person for them, because it's both ways. You're not going to get the perfect person for you if you're not the perfect person for somebody else. It's not all about wanting and taking in. You've got to be able to offer something too. And even if it's just yourself, even if you are in a state of financial lack, but if you have a big heart, a big beautiful heart, and you're loving but not smothering, and you're positive, then that's something beautiful to offer to another person that may have everything financially and may not have that special love that you can give, Cancer. Okay, so focus on that and let your mind drift to all those things, whether it's financial, it's love, it's physical, health, whatever it is. Just allow it to manifest and see where your visions take you. And know that whatever comes to your mind, whatever you visualize, it's because you're already manifesting it. It's in your subconscious, Cancer. It's in your subconscious already. So all you have to do is focus and concentrate. Focus on how you're feeling as you're doing this, as you're laughing with your loved one, or as you're in your new home and you're picking out furniture, or you're picking out dishes, or, whatever it is. Focus on those feelings, the feelings of joy, contentment, achievement, finally getting there and having the means to do what you want to do. Taking that trip when all this craziness is over with the virus. Focus on the feelings, because the feelings are what help you manifest. If it's lack of money that you have, focus on the universe. And here's an affirmation actually that I just heard the other day. And it's basically, I am now open and ready to receive immediate financial abundance. Think about, feel what you feel when you visualize having financial abundance right now. Like, how good do you feel? Do you feel a sigh of relief that your bills are being paid and that the wolves are not knocking on the door or banging the door down? Focus on the feelings, because manifesting is feeling. If you're affirming and affirming and affirming, but you're not feeling it, and you're still feeling the lack, and you're still worried, and you're still, then you're not going to manifest. And the same thing with love or health or whatever it is. Everything starts in our minds. And that's why it's so important to reflect, because you got to let go of all this hurt, Cancer. You got to work through it. You can't keep living in the past. Because this is living in the past based on this. It's living in the past. You got to let that shit go. And I'm going to say shit. Let it go. Let this go. Because you're not going to get this if you don't. You've got the advice on what to do. Take the time and do it. And I know it's work. It's work to relive this pain. But you know what? Somehow, subconsciously, you're reliving it every day because you're here. You've got the poverty, the lack, you're not feeling the love. And even if you have everything financially, and even if you have your house and you have your car in the garage and whatever, you're still feeling the lack somehow. So there's an emptiness from this hurt, whatever this was that you didn't deal with, or that you did deal with, but you just can't get over the hurt. Because whatever it was, Cancer, it was devastating. Whether it was the loss of a loved one, how they passed, the loss of a job, whatever it was, or the hurt, the betrayal of a friend or a lover, get over it and move forward. The Knight of Pentacles he's not charging forward. He's made his plans. He's looking at his goals, and he's going to go forward. And he's practical, he's stable, and he's going to get the job done. And he's going to keep going forward. He's going to keep going forward, Cancer. And that's what you need to do. That's what I need to do. We all need to do it. I might just do this too. I just might do this too this weekend, and then I'll let you know how that goes. All right, so the links are in the description below on the release work techniques that I teach that have been very successful. And also, if you haven't had a reading with me and you'd like a personal reading, I am right now doing personal readings, and there's a special offer with a huge savings for you also in the description below. So take care, Cancerians. I will see you next weekend. And the love readings and the general readings for April will be coming out. I got a little bit behind yesterday, so I'm playing catch up today, but they will be out. And as Mom used to say, stay spiritual, and I'll see you soon. And please give it a like, a share, give me a comment below, and I'll see you soon, Cancer. Take care.